Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to also support the Insurance Amendment Bill 2023. Honorable Speaker, I do commend the committee for the good work to look into this particular bill, and the mover also to have brought in, the sponsor of the bill, to have brought in these amendments. Honorable Speaker, these amendments, looking at them, bring in accountability to the insurance company, and accountability is key. Honorable Speaker, they also would like, or rather try to bring in observance of the fiduciary responsibility by insurance companies. If there is no accountability, Honorable Speaker, and there is no prudent management of the resources, then the insurance companies will not be trusted, and therefore they will lose business. Besides losing business, Honorable Speaker, insurance companies is a huge business in this country, and many people rely on insurance for survival. Insurance has been used for very, very many ways. One of the ways that insurance is used is basically to support. Even people get contracts today where you are required probably to put in a board, insurance comes in, and in many other respects. So being responsible institutions is key, and improving their credibility is also key. These particular amendments bring in that particular dimension. Amending the Insurance Act, Cap 487, to provide for offenses and penalties in view of the insurance management companies is also important. We realize, Honorable Speaker, that companies or institutions run, or the functionality or efficiency and effectiveness of institutions will basically depend on who is sitting on the seat at that moment. It depends on the driver, and the driver in this particular case is the manager. Careless handling will lead to laxity, and it will lead to collapse of these institutions. Honorable Speaker, if there are no penalties, then we will serve a lot of laxity, and we will serve a lot of carelessness in the handling. If the penalties are not strict, or they are not stringent, or they are not strong, then we have impunity. People do not get the services that they pay for. So it is very important for these amendments to come in to try and bring in this dimension into that particular Insurance Act. To deliberately bring in the definition of the offenses within this particular bill is key, so that as introduced in section 67H, where we are trying to bring in the offenses relating to the management. We know that management of insurance companies is key. Well, if it is prudent, then we have institutions that can be relied upon. The requisite penalties to the managers for failures thereby is important, because we accost the individuals, therefore, to fashion their delivery in terms of giving credible management. Honorable Speaker, insurance companies that have failed in their business, or that have run out of business, have resulted to huge losses to the Kenyans, undesirable losses. And these losses have affected our people. It is important, therefore, not only to improve on accountability of servants of the fiduciary responsibility, but also it is important to bring in the issue of professionalism within the insurance companies. And this is what these amendments are bringing in. Introducing specifically, Honorable Speaker, the marginal notes to distinguish between the surveyors, the general surveyors, and the insurance surveyors is important, because one can argue that these insurance surveyors were not involved, and therefore they were not responsible. Honorable Speaker, the bill also strives to bring in better credence to the insurance industry. We need credible insurance companies for various reasons. Under the difficult times we are right now, and under the difficult economic times we are, people will rely a lot more on insurance companies. We realize that without credibility, we are not able to have these insurance firms running the way they should. Insurance companies also cover most of the Kenyans who are not necessarily in know of what happens. And Madam Speaker, if you look at the documents of the insurance companies, they have big, medium, and very small fonts. The very small fonts define a lot of serious issues. And most of the people do not actually take time to read these small fonts. So having provisions in a law that will protect our people is key. Also, the levels of education of our people is different. And not all of them are that they will be able to understand everything. I'm looking at a case where we have introduced insurance for crops, we have introduced insurance for livestock, we have also introduced insurance for transport system. Most of the people who are engaged in these sectors do not really know how to interpret things as it were. So it is important for us to curb the likely mischief that may be brought by insurance companies by introducing credibility in what they are supposed to be doing, by introducing the penalties that touch on the individuals who manage this industry, insurance companies, and by ensuring that they are there to fiduciary responsibility. Responsibility for payment of the people at the right time, whenever they request for their payment, responsibility to proactively deal with the issues and finish them off, and responsibility to adhere to the contracts. Honourable Speaker, penalties will give us the answer. Honourable Speaker, with those very few remarks, I do support the amendments. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Osoro, followed by the Honourable Emilio Diambo.